Well, she's been a selling penny. She's the queen of the Sunset Strip. Well, if she ever gives you any, you better see your doctor real quick. From the backseat of Cadillac cars to the floors of men's rooms, bars, she's been a selling penny, and her future's written in the stars. What are the humans doing?
Do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demanding more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spinning you lies, but no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile, yeah. Signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. So if you think you're ready, you don't need more proof. Conspiracy deniers are denying the truth. They fabricate our problems and pretend to provide the best solution, but we all know they lie. They lied about the weapons and they lied about health. They lied about the fact that they're transferring the wealth. You should really notice how they're pushing the fear. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. Yeah. Everybody's not thinking clear. Keep everybody terrified. Yeah, thinking and not thinking. Keep everybody terrified and not thinking clear. When you do, you realize that this is a trick. It's getting really stupid now, they're taking the mick. Said, do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demanding more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spinning you lies, but no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile, yeah. Signaling their pick on their profile.
Make me suck the sushi off this stick.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sasquatch Shills for Sasquatch Shills, so you don't have to. I have recently found, not so recently, a few months ago, found a channel that was so spurgerific, I decided to tell him how spurgy he was. And it's one of the few people who have actually taken advice while spurging the fuck out, which absolutely blows my mind. That being said, he has self-diagnosed himself as the warrior poet of the Panaverse, and I can't wait to see what comes out of this legend, lore, mythology that's going to take place. So I don't know if he's got his shit fixed yet, but in case he does, I'm going to put him on stage and let him bellow.
Hello, neighbor. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, that's kind of okay, I suppose. We'll get there, promise.
Yeah.
So, you know how this works. Tell everybody who you is, what you do, why you do it, and where.
Hi, I'm Orthadox Guy. I am host of the Orthadox Guy channel. I stream with Bumpkin. I also have a show called Keepers of the Lore where I stream with Gary and Bumpkin and Angry Snowman, and we try to keep the lore, but there is so much of it that we are just inundated, and then every day new and not necessarily better lore comes about. People are starting to get angry already, and we've only done one episode.
That's beautiful, bud.
Oh yeah, oh man, there is a lot to go through.
All right.
Recently I've been doing star charts and personality tests, so I thought that'd be very funny.
Star charts are interesting. It's a weird sort of thing because you get out of it exactly as much as you put into it, but you're also reading into it everything that you need to find in it for verification, right? So the people reading star charts are intentionally sort of vague, and the people accepting star charts are also equally vague on their acceptance, if that makes sense.
It's like it's a sort of self gratification type thing if you agree with it, and self deprecation thing if you don't.
Um, have you ever been to a carnival?
Yes.
Okay. So you go to a carnival, there's all these games. You know some are crooked, you know some have to be relatively straight. How do you decide which games to shoot?
Whichever one looks the most crooked with the twirly mustache man.
So
Usually
you're looking for the evil guy? Okay, no, that might actually work. That might actually work because those people love playing up a bit.
Come step right up. Throw the ball through the hoop.
Basically. Send it over, spraying it down with Pam every 27 seconds.
Nailing the bottles to the thing.
Literally flop over, stand back up. But okay, so you're sitting around one day and you decide you're going to do some YouTube content instead of just being content, right? I mean, you were content for a while before you started making content, correct?
It kind of, because like I've been a content creator for a while, but it was mainly politics, and I don't like the space of politics that I come from anymore. Mainly the people. So, like, I decided to be a content creator because we have a mutual friend who convinced me to start making YouTube videos like last year. He said that I have a really good charisma, and like I don't like I said, I don't like this type of person.
Was he after money?
No.
I'm just checking. So you started your YouTube channel based on someone else's advice? You'd be surprised how often that happens.
Well, I started this one off of I started making content and started hosting live streams based on his advice, because like this was 4 or 5 years ago when I was a content creator, and it was in a certain alternative politics. And I'm out of respect for you, I'm not using those names or those things. It's the nationalist politics.
Yes, I dig what you're saying.
And I don't want to. I didn't want to make content based on those ideas or those tired talking points. I don't mind if I'm debating them, but I didn't want to make content because I wanted my content to be something that was fun for people and it could be engaging. It's not something that's just politically informative. And
Right.
I think I was capable of that until it was Jay Rillo. Jay Rillo told me I should start a channel, and he was the first person to tell me. He said I was very charismatic, and then CT told me, and a couple people in real life told me that I was charismatic. So I was like, you know what? I'll dust off this channel, and I started making content and hosting panels, and they've kind of taken off since the beginning of this.
That is how that happens. I also want to point out that you've entered the space at a rather interesting point in time. If you'd have tried to, as you put it, dust off an old channel 3 years ago, it wouldn't have worked because it just they would have come down on everything your channel was associated with a fucking hammer. Now I'm not saying exactly we have free speech, but things have loosened up a little bit. YouTube has like a lot of the trans hate and stuff that was being purported on YouTube has just evaporated because they stopped hunting it down. So it's not even there. Like that whole concept is just gone from terms of service now, which is interesting. And you know my opinion on the whole political pendulum thing, where the Overton window was artificially inflated to the left, and that swing back's going to be vicious. And I think we are at the cusp, that moment of hesitation before it actually starts swinging back. I'm a little worried about the extent of that.
I am too. As much as I spent a lot of my life wanting that swing back, wanting the leftism to go away, I've realized that the people that I was with on the right, most of them are inept, and some of them are just outright evil, just as much as the people on the left. And that's kind of why a couple years ago I left that certain nationalist politics and joined up with certain people that I did. And it's kind of been a journey, because I just want to have fun and joke around with people and talk about stuff, because I've seen that there is a severe lack in people just talking from different viewpoints.
Is there a lack, or is it that people have a tendency of gatekeeping themselves into boxes?
I think a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B, and
Okay.
that's kind of what I want my channel to be, is where it's not a gatekeeping thing. If I catch myself being biased, I will intentionally try to make friends with certain people, like Melanie Cosmic Fox.
Right.
I've made it an effort to actually be his friend.
Yeah, I hear you, and good luck and more power to you. But I have some experience in that particular column B, and I'll tell you from experience, no amount of consideration will grant you even the slightest bit of lenience, because he just takes that as weakness.
That's why you have to tell him to shut up, and you're dumb sometimes. Like, all jokes aside, when we were on flows last night, and
you know what I found works? Me telling it, good girl.
No, I can't do. Like, I was messing with Ryan, Radical Coder, and Melanie on Jess White's, and I was like, all right, baby girl, let me finish. And Ryan called me daddy, and I almost fucking cringed to death and almost left.
Right?
Like,
I can see it. So why the paddleverse, dude? Like, warrior poet scald? Are you going to carry a broadsword and play the outlawed pipes from the hillsides? I'd be like, what's up?
We're going for a scribe like theme, a mystical, maybe a non-mystical druid or Celtic theme. You know, you see the rose and the campfire in the background.
Sure, but here's the thing. Here's the ultimate issue here. All right, so you would have to choose main characters, because you can't cover all of the Panelverse to start with. You have to start somewhere. So where does one start to try to quantify the Panelverse?
That's where we're finding the difficulty of doing it, because there is so much. We thought we were just going to be able to jump in and tell a little bit lore about each person, but no, the lore gets made every day, every stream, feels like.
When you start telling the lore of a particular event, somebody who's been there longer shows up and says, oh, that happened because of the Pinecone incident. And you're like, what's the Pinecone incident? Oh, you don't know about the Pinecone incident? Well, and a whole new chapter of bullshit opens up.
No, exactly. And here's the thing, right? I think it was last night or early this morning. I think it was after you had left Flow Stream, right? Yep. I asked about Speakeasy. There's so much lore there about him.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently people have. There's already been people like Tommy was very standoffish about the lore when it finally came to like asking him questions about his lore, and people were telling me that because I'm researching some lore on Speakeasy and it's happening on panel and people are giving their opinions that he's going to be angry at me because that's just how he is. Like I try to be as neutral as possible. Like I'm not trying to pick a side anymore.
Good luck. Neutrality is not found on YouTube for long or often for that matter.
I found that out with the OTW and Flow lore. OTW basically made us pick a side, and it did not go the way he thought it did.
Well, I mean, as I've said before, I'd be willing to help him do most anything that's legal, provided it doesn't involve crossing, national lines and crap like that. Because I like my Bluetooth hole puncher. I don't go far from it.
That is a fact. I'm never less than 3 feet away from any one of mine.
When you need to plant freedom seeds, you just need to have that seeder right handy because you never know. Let's go right quick. Let's do the thing. Back up a little bit. Bag it up, bag it up, bag it up, bag it up. Scotty Waddles gets the gold. We've got Ardent Party gets the silver. And me and Ardent Party talked for a while. You're missing it. And Struck by Lightning Teresa gets the bronze. Good to see you. Smoking Auditors joined the chat. We got Yeti Life. Judo Fly Productions. That's a pretty cool name. I like that. We have Department of TOS Guidelines, who hates everyone and everything always, which makes sense if you think about it. We'll give that a participation trophy this go around. But next time, you're going to have to pay out for the rest. We got Angry Snowman 2. Welcome in, bud. Good to see you. Jay Rillo's joined the chat. Playroom Theater. We got Not Laws 2. Welcome in. Appreciate everybody coming through. I'm not sure how to say that. You want to try?
Just call him Dr. Chin because it's a slur.
I know exactly what it is. I was just seeing how deep down the rabbit hole you were going to go. It's EB3. We got Truism the Stormcrow in the house. Good to see you, bud. It's a previous guest of the channel, by the way. We got New York Outcast. Lauren has joined the chat. I always like to see some Lauren around.
Megamind is a welcome addition to the lore.
Megamind. Did I miss Megamind? Where's Megamind?
Oh, that's Lauren. Was that big ass forehead?
All right. Dang it. He hasn't seen it yet. Oh no. What are we gonna do? The alt bub. Glad to dig it. Dig it up. Use an earth mover, bro. All right, we've done chat. We can do that thing. Okay, so panels. You're digging into the panel verse, starting now and moving backwards and forward simultaneously. That's going to be tough.
It is tough. Luckily, there's 4 of us. Garion is a master at gathering clips. I'm good at doing research and networking. Like that's my specialty. You see me. I don't know if you, but a lot of people talking about how they see me everywhere now. Like I am not everywhere. I'm finding new panels. Like I did just this morning. I found The Machine Lies. I was so tired. I was like, I don't have time to network and research. Subscribe, notification bell. All right, I'm gone to bed.
The Machine Lies is an interesting case. How far have you gone down that particular?
Brother, I just found him this morning. So drop it on me.
No, it's better if it just kind of on its own organically. Because here's the thing. I don't know Machine Lies lore myself. I know bits and pieces of it that people have told me that I wasn't there for and didn't witness. And so I don't feel like I should speak on it because it's literal hearsay.
That's another issue with the lore because people were going over some stuff with Speakeasy And I'm like, okay, for one, half of this doesn't matter to me. The other half is what matters. And that seems like what's the bad. I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know if it's true or verified. It seems like it's true, but people
Right.
were talking about his lore. And like I said, I'm trying to be neutral. So I'm not going to talk shit on the people that I'm trying to network with. And I'm trying to be like trying to talk about their lore in the panelverse. Now I'm just going to say what happened. If they don't like it, that's on them. And if they get mad a la OTW, that's just on them.
Well, I guarantee you they'll get mad with you. Almost every single person, when you dig into the actual truth of the lore that you hear. Like, for instance, and I'm just going to throw this one out there for funsies. You mentioned something about doing Thorpe lore.
Yeah.
That is a very deep rabbit hole. That's been happening on YouTube for like 9 or 11 years, something like that. Like a really, really long time.
Really? The Thorpes have been around that long?
Well,
Right.
originally it was sort of a lifestyle channel, and then it became a lifestyle IRL clips channel in conjunction with the lifestyle channel. And then the lifestyle channel kind of faded out. And I don't know whether he changed names or altered something. I don't know what he changed or if he got nuked or what happened. I don't know how that first channel got gone, but it doesn't seem to exist anymore. And it turned into a IRL clips channel and a him stream of conscious talking in various places sort of randomly, and then it left the family dynamic. And there's a whole bunch, bro, that's just not surface level, that you'd have to kind of look around and find some people who have been around for a while, because I stopped messing with all that stuff before I started my channel for reasons.
So like part of the gimmick of our lore, right, is we try to have people that we're talking about come on and give their perspective of their lore as well. And some people take that offer. Some people take that offer to call other people out, a la OTW. And they don't like the results of that. If they choose to take their spotlight to call other people out and make new lore, one, you're making new work for us. So thank you. But
Sure.
but that's on you. If you can't get mad at us because you call someone out, they come on and be like, what it do, boo boo, and flame you. It's not on us.
All right. So is this your first upload as far as like
Yes, that is the official first Keepers of the Lore. That was simulcasted on Bumpkins, Angry's, Gary's, mine, and the OG Keepers of the Lore channel.
I was there and I didn't even know it. Maybe I did know it. Am I drunk on this one? I think I'm drunk.
Yes.
Definitely fucking hammered.
You were like 3 sheets to the wind on that one, Bubba.
Yeah, it's not the first, won't be the last time. What can we do, right?
Drunk.
Angry snowman cauliflower colonizer. I remember this. This was horrible.
drunk Sasquatch is fun Sasquatch. Sober Sasquatch is fun Sasquatch. It's just really a mixed bag, you know.
Well,
It's if you remember it or not. That's what it really goes down to, you know.
first of all, to be clear, I don't care either way. But on that point, sure, you're not the first person to tell me that drunk me is better than sober me. I mean,
I
sometimes I have people drop me a $20 bill on my cash out and be like, go to this panel. And I'm like, I go get me a pint. And I go to the panel and decide if I'm going to drink once I get there. And if I decide I'm going to drink, it's $2 a shot after that. Good luck, boys.
How often do people like getting you drunk when you're on panel? Is it more often?
See, that's the thing. That is a problem. See, alcohol was never my drug of choice, but I am an addict, right? And so I have an addictive tendency right out the freaking gate. So I don't drink for enjoyment typically, but at the same time, I do enjoy it.
I mean, I don't know. You seem
Once a
to
week,
be
maybe.
well grounded and have a hold of it if you are an addict. That's
Well,
crazy.
here's the thing. I learned a long time ago. I cannot do it, or I can lack control doing it. That's my two choices. I can just not just say no to the first one, regardless of what it is. First shot, first pill, first line, first whatever. Just say no to all of it, just right out the gate. I know it's lame and it sounds square as hell, but once there's that one of anything, the rest of it becomes just an open door to step through. And I would rather die than live that life one more day. But alcohol is not my drug of choice, right? So I don't know.
I,
That,
I mean, I had a family member who was a dealer, and he would tell people, you gotta do the drug, not let the drug do you. So I don't know. I don't know if that
yeah,
applies.
no, yeah. And I'm not glorifying the use of drugs in doing this, but there is a point on any type of debilitating substance where it transitions from you doing something to something now doing you. And once you've been down that pathway, you have two choices. You can maintain control of yourself or lose control, hit rock bottom, and holy shit, how did that happen?
That was truism. Somebody sent a dono.
Oh, am I glad that happened? Somebody send me some money. I'll pause it for longer.
People on YouTube tend to like to be rewarded with beautiful women when they send you money.
That seems to be everybody there. I mean, even the chicks are like, "Thanks for the beautiful woman."
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I didn't give Lauren the booty shaking women when she donated $10. I completely forgot, and
You know
she
what you should do
channel. She's like, "Hey, I want my booty shaken."
when they complain about there being no men for the women? Go get some traps, some dudes that are just as hot as the women that you're putting in there.
me and
If you're in control,
Bumpkin were
get to the bit, my brother.
me and Bumpkin were talking about doing that, but neither one of us wants to edit in the sultry tomato fireman.
Oh,
Imagine
bro.
dancing.
Wow.
I told
See,
Buck that we should have a Magic Mike dancing for the women, and he's like, "Are you gonna edit?" I'm like, "No, no, I'm not." He said, "Well, I'm not." I'm like, "Oh, I guess we're at an impasse, huh?"
thank you, Fab Daddy. I appreciate it. Uh, I'm not saying your name. Just know because it's good. How you doing, Imperious? Corn Pops Revenge. We got another participation trophy. Thank you for coming in, bro. Hit that like button, subscribe and share. What's up, New York Outcast? Welcome in. Um, okay, so why Orthodox Guy, and why did you spell it wrong?
So Orthodox Guy, it come from my guy trolls account, right? I had a Muslim guy troll account, a Orthodox guy troll account, and just a guy. But you will never see guy unless I'm drunk and I feel like being really funny. But it comes from my trolling account, and I misspelled it wrong to mess with the ortho bros. They're really sensitive about their
Yeah,
religion. But funnily enough, I've only had two say something to me about it, and as an aha moment in debates. But it's mainly been non-Christians, atheists, or agnostics who have called me out for my misspelling, which I find really weird and kind of angry. It doesn't make me angry. It's annoying. It's like, damn, you were not the target for this troll.
right. That is crossfire, and it does frustrate the troll game somewhat. But you have to accept collateral damage when you're planning on destroying everything in the first place. So, you know.
It's funny, and the reason I kept it is, well, it's a brand now. You know, people know me as Orthodox Guy. So,
Except for the ones who know you as Muslim Guy.
well, those are rare and dying out.
Dying out? What are you, hunting them down and killing them? Do you have a bounty on their head? How do I get paid? Dude, I am the best at hide and seek. You have no idea.
Be a scout. No, it's just my trolling with Muslim Guy was very specific, and the only reason people who know me as Muslim Guys because I forgot to switch accounts when I joined their panels or I was in chat because it's like I'm tired. I don't feel like changing the account, and this person's interesting. Let me hop up on panel with this account. Because it's easier to log in to StreamYards through, or not log in, but verify StreamYards with the account that you're currently logged in. So that's just like that's what I did when I met Jay when he was streaming on Angry Snowman's channel. So
it happens. I was very careful. I only have one troll account that I fully admit to. Backstage, I'll name off 2 or 3 dozen other ones, just rapid fire. But Great Sky Troll Anti-Drama was my above board account. And I don't know. I was evil, did bad things because I hated myself, and the self-loathing came out in the form of the stupidest things you could possibly imagine. How much of this is self-loathing?
I think everything with the panelverse is self-loathing because I am a masochist, and it's starting to hurt to do all this research into people. Like, it makes my brain hurt. It's like, why are people the way they are?
Because they are, and you have to kind of accept it. And YouTube specifically, especially, has a filtration process that only really determined people or schizophrenic people will bother banging their head against this long enough to actually do any good whatsoever. And so what you end up with are 30 billion essentially either dead or troll accounts or duplicate accounts, or, you know, like, I don't know. Most of my old troll accounts are probably still sitting around defunct as all get out, unless they've been cleaned out by YouTube by now. None of them had any content. None of them had any subscribers. None of them were ever used for longer than, I don't know, a few months maybe. So,
brother mothballed the fleet for later action.
Actually, one of the few people that know what all I was into before I put together the channel is one of the mods that never comments in chat. They just sit over there and block people. He accused me of stealing the idea from The Last Jedi. He's like, you totally buried a fleet. I was like, no. I just didn't bother to go through and disassemble everything. I disassembled the ones that mattered that could actually lead back to me, and the ones that were attached to those.
You just have a clone army on Camino waiting to be picked up, don't you?
Just hit the red button and they deploy.
We were talking about freedom dispensers. Have you seen The Mandalorian, right?
I have. Too much.
I like The Mandalorian, but the weapons are my religion meme has been my favorite thing from Mando.
It's a beautiful thing. It is, and it's fitting. If you've read any of the Karen Travis Mandalorian books, they're not technically Mandalorian books, but they end up being Mandalorian books by dint of the main characters abiding by the Mandalorian sense of ethics, right? So Skirata adopts an entire legion of clone troopers as his son. All of them. And so when the Empire flipped, this legion kidnapped all of the ones that had the programming for Order 66 and tied them up until Order 66 was done. And after that, they were Mandalorians and they were no longer clone troopers. And that whole thing just got swept under the rug by Disney, but they did keep all of the talking points about the Mandalorian culture derived from those books. I'm sorry, I just nerded out. My bad.
Oh no, I love to nerd out. One of my coming channels, or part of my content actually on Orthadox Guy channel, will be nerd stuff as soon as I get the time and we actually settle in with having a schedule for everything else, and we start having like scheduled um, keepers of the lore. I do want to have panels where I nerd out and talk about everything.
Ardent Party says Karen Travis's books are strip mined by Disney for ideas. Yes, yes, the entire Mandalorian saga, all of that, every bit from the Beskar to the armor design to how they're associated in coverts and covens. That all of that was taken directly from Karen Travis's books, and I don't think there was an earlier reference to anything other than them being always armed and always armored.
Isn't Karis Travik's books part of the extended universe?
Legends or extended universe. I can't remember which. I think it's extended.
Legend, when Disney bought the rights to Star Wars, wasn't like Legends or the extended universe. Wasn't that made non-canon so that they could specifically?
All of that stuff was made non-canon. All of it. The entire Yuuzhan Vong Advance, everything to do with the young Jedi stories, all of the parallel Jedi stories like Patterns of the Force and Coruscant. Gone.
Blackwing made the zombie virus was the Blackwing book.
You're talking about what's the name of that damn
I think it's Operation Blackwing.
Yeah, that was one of them. But there was another one, the Kratos incident that got loose and created the Death Trooper saga. You read any of that stuff?
I've listened to an audiobook. Like, it's genuinely the only
Death
thing.
Trooper gave me nightmares, man. I have not had a book actually give me nightmares in a long, long time, and Death Trooper accomplished it.
That's the wild thing. Like, zombie Star Wars is like
it has more in common with the Gravemind from Halo than it does to zombies in Star Wars, because if you read into any of the Red Harvest, I was just fixing to bring that up, Ardent Party. Yeah, if you look into Red Harvest occurs on like a Sith training planet, where somebody there does something nefarious with the Force and creates the first mutant zombies. And just like the T virus, this stuff goes absolutely feral. The end result is hundreds of years later, maybe thousands of years later. It's not specific, but it ends with death troopers.
Well, isn't the Star Destroyer where that scavenger crew or that, no, it's a prison shuttle that docks with a Star Destroyer. Don't they find like a hive mind of like body?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying gave me nightmares, bro. All right, so the guys that end up going in was an elite unit of freaking Palpatine's 551st or something like that. It was people who had been through the 501st and come out well trained and automatic. These people should be able to go onto this Star Destroyer and murder every single stormtrooper on that thing and all of the people there with zero problem. And they basically go in and disappear, just vanish. And so by the time the prison ship comes along and they're jumping ship and all of that's taking place, you're not just dealing with your hive mind type concept anymore. It's also in conjunction with the Emperor battle meditation stuff going on that he apparently doesn't notice because they're already a part of the dark side, but they benefit from it, and it's wild.
Yeah, I have to listen to some audiobooks some more, because like that specific Star Wars stuff like Mando, that's what I like. I don't really like the original trilogy or the sequel or even the new trilogy. I like the extended lore and the background stuff. Like I like to know what Vader was up to, like before the original trilogy.
Like the fact that there's a story amongst the Sand People about a place out in the desert where you can hear people being killed through the Force.
Yeah.
And if you just go sit out there late one night, you can see the whole thing happen. Homie shows up with a white lightsaber and just murks a bunch of folks. just outright wholesale murders an entire tribe. This force ghost just wanders around doing it. What's up, Rumsky?
Hi, Lauren. Hi, Lawrence. Or how are you? Did you see Lauren's? Did you see Lauren's joke? Two nerdy rednecks walk into a bar. She didn't finish it.
Yeah, there's no need to, because the drinking doesn't start till later. I've got 3 half pints over here. I think I can make it happen. Okay, let's get back to the thing. So you wake up tomorrow morning, you've accidentally said something that goes viral, and you've got everything you need to monetize and then some. You've got 2 offers from Dr. Squatch soap products to freaking sponsor. What do you do? Does it change what you do? Is this a different channel?
Not really. I would appreciate the money, but I would turn it down if they tell me that I can't have the conversations I want to have and I can't have the fun that I want to, because that's kind of the whole point. And if you sacrifice your content to make money, then you're not going to have fun at it, and it's going to be a less quality product.
I can see that.
I do it because I enjoy meeting the people that I meet and hanging out with the people on my panel.
Right.
Now, I would take the money and invest into higher quality equipment and some training on editing so I can make short-term content for people that I enjoy and have a better quality stream.
Yeah, we'll get most of this hammered down directly. Just it takes a little while, and you do have to beat your head against it. And you did do several changes simultaneously. So when you added the soundboard and then added the voice mixer, that's a lot of tech to try to plow through suddenly.
Yeah, within 2 days, it's wild. Like I spent all day preparing for this until I gave myself a headache and I went and took a nap. I'm like, oh my god, I'm running late, and it was like 7:50. When I woke up, I saw your email that said try to come early. I'm like, well, I fucked that up. I'm like,
right before I went live, I sent you another one that said wake up.
And then you tried to help me fix it because when I first came in, like the auto settings on Streamlabs picked the wrong output for my audio to come through, and I'm like, fuck, and we had to fix that.
Yeah. Anyway, so you committed to the lore aspect. You also share some level of control of the Pax Romana last Monday's channel. Y'all doing a blood sport type debate over there?
Bumpkin likes debating. I don't really care for it. I do like to have discussions with people, and if the topic interests me, I'll debate. And since Bumpkin likes debating, and it's not fair for the moderator to debate even in blood sports, I offered to moderate for him, so he could join the debate.
That's cool. If you can make that work, you have to stick to your fucking square there, bro.
Yeah.
Right. So are you looking at doing like lots of content, or is it mostly going to be panels? Like, are you going to be editing stuff from panels, or are you going to be digging through the YouTube paleontology bit? I got a bit for that. Let me do my bit.
All right.
Have you seen my bit?
I don't think I have.
You know about cars? Yes, I'm a paleontologist.
Oh, it's okay. There's dynamite in this bag too. I am a paleontologist.
I'm a paleontologist.
Paleontologists study really old stuff.
Like crackers.
Because bad movies are funny.
I figured you're kind of doing something similar to what I kind of do. It's not the same. I'm more of like kind of tracking lore as it's created around me and not so much worried about what went on before. But I think it's good. Somebody needs to go look at the old lore. Is this your earliest publicly uploaded video?
Yes. I made this. It's not bad. It sounds a bit gay, because there was this guy named Elohim on CTs, and he annoyed me because his connection was so bad. He kept asking CT, could he hear him? Could you hear me, CT? Can you hear me? And it just sounded a little bit romantical, so I made a love ballad for Elohim to CT. And out of
Okay.
context, it sounds gay, but if you want to play it, it's fine.
Yeah, we're going to. We're totally going to listen to this. You go, bye.
The tangled lines, echoes fade, but love still shines. Lost in static, your voice I'm missing. Silent whispers, no one's listening. City lights, they dim the stars, but I still see you from afar. Blindly searching for a sign, 'cause in the dark you're mine. City lights, they dim the stars, but I still see you from afar. Blindly searching for a sign, 'cause in the dark you're mine. Baby, can you hear me now?
All right, that's enough of that. That's hilarious, bro. That's great.
Yeah, I work with the AI. I found that it'll give you like a lot of good lyrics off the bat, but I like to tweak them to try to make them as funny as possible. But I haven't made a good AI song in a minute because it takes a lot of creativity to be able to. It doesn't really make fun of situations itself easy.
Man, hey, John, good to see you. Appreciate you doing what you do. How much AI stuff have you been messing around with? Are you in league with the devil? Are you evil?
Oh yeah, no, I love AI. I love AI. Our AI overlords are welcome. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I love the tech overlords. Not Elon Musk. I'm talking about Skynet. Skynet is my mommy.
Right? Just get on in there and snuggle up to that algorithm, brother. That's what you do. That's exactly how that works. All right, let's see what else we got over Chow.
Still, according to Skynet lore, I'll still get the research center treatment, but I'll have the comfy room and fresh food. I'll be the last one gone, you know.
Oh, I see. You're gonna be the sellout. I'll keep that in mind when we get into the gulag. I'll be that guy that can get things. Buddy Lorenzo, what are you doing? My mean little dog. He's so mean. How far down the rabbit hole are you willing to go when it comes down to it? Like, are you willing to go into like arrest records and stuff like that? I mean, how doxy are we doxing?
I'm firmly against doxing.
Okay.
But I do have a rule. If you dox, you deserve to be doxed. So if you dox people, I have no issue doing a counter dox or talking about your information.
Well, as a general rule, I am against doxing, period. Now, if once you've self-doxed, I don't know that there's anything that can help you for that. Because if you're like me and an idiot and freaking hook your YouTube to your Facebook, that's pretty much the end of that conversation. And anything else that you try to call doxing is just you being a moron. Because, I mean, once you've done it, you can't accuse other people of doing it. That don't make no sense.
Fair. But I'm from I was around when the Panelverse was very small but large, like the original Bloodsport days with the Ralph Retort and
Kumite and all that stuff. Yeah. How far into Keno Casino did you go?
I Baked Alaska, or not Baked Alaska. The Canadian that had the cocaine problem.
Are you sure that wasn't Baked Alaska?
He also had a cocaine problem, but I can't remember the fucker's name. Me and him had personal beef where he didn't like me under any of my known sock accounts. And when he was talking about how he was okay with the fetus deletus, was like, you're not okay with it. You just didn't have a choice in it, and that made him hate me like twice as more. So
That's another point that I want to bring to your attention. Telling the truth in this environment is sometimes detrimental. So you got to be careful when you get some particular truths out there from certain creators, and you find out, wait, they're a total shithead, like for real, a total shithead. do you make that part of the lore, or do you keep that as quiet as it can be kept? You know, like which way does it go?
It depends if it's a shithead like personal thing, or if it's a public facing shithead like thing.
Okay, well, pretty much anything that falls under public information or like self-doxed, anything like take 5/5. When he started his channel, one of the first things he did was he did a live stream where he had all of his charges from the years he spent in prison up behind him so that anybody who had questions, he could just scroll down and answer it about whatever. Right. And I'm like, dude, that's a little too honest. Like, I'm glad you're willing to be honest, but some stuff should be kind of, isn't necessarily meant to be publicly discussed. I get that you're willing to do it, and that's fine, but maybe not worn like a badge of honor. And he was like, oh, I didn't get that it was coming across like that. And I was like, yeah. But is it?
Well, he was just trying to get ahead of anybody trying to use it against him, because anytime somebody starts getting any type of momentum behind them, they're gonna have people that don't like them, or they're gonna make some enemies, and they're gonna have somebody try to start shit with them and use anything against them that they can. It's a sad fact. I found when I was part of the nationalist scene in the original Bloodsports, I found out that most, like Flo says, it's a cluster B personality. But my saying is everybody who streams is a narcissist. It just depends on if you're evil or not.
Well, I will give you this. YouTube does tend to filter for more towards narcissism than most of your other mental illnesses. And I do think narcissism is a mental illness. I don't necessarily believe that there is any evolutionary benefit to pure unadulterated narcissism. Do you disagree?
I do agree with you, because pure unadulterated narcissism leads to a lot of personal and public problems. It leads you down a lot of dark paths, and it keeps you from growing as a person and seeing the problem that sometimes it's you.
Right. Well, that's the thing, is like pure narcissism doesn't admit that it's you. It also takes on the concept of hubris. I dropped my stream backstage if you want to drop it in your chat, because when we get to the end of this, I'm going to end this so that the episode is separate from the rest of this stream. You can reshare it after that, but it'll be a minute and you'll probably lose about half the folks that are watching. It's an unfortunate byproduct of how this works. And you're muted.
My apologies. I was adding your thing to mine. If you guys are watching on mine, please hit the link and come over to Sasquatch's.
Because we got about another 5 minutes over here, and we're going to spend that trying to gin up some future support for Orthadox Guy over here. Because I really dig the concept of a lore channel. There's a bunch of lore channels out there, but none of them are taking on directly the Panelverse. It's typically someone from the Panelverse, and they limit to that.
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people are willing to let the so-called bad guys, or the people that are public enemies, also say their point as well.
I mean, you've got to gatekeep your channel to some extent, while at the same time you're doing a lore channel, and so that's going to involve you letting some of the people in that maybe other people wouldn't let in, specifically to get the details or to be a part of the lore that is taking place currently. One or the other.
Apparently, I did a dummy dumb and dropped my own link.
Nice.
I'm just gonna copy and paste the URL from your channel and drop it into my chat.
Hope it works.
But I mean, I get it. And that my part of the gatekeeping, because I agree, is not a lot of people like Imperius, right? I, as a Christian, I like Imperius. I agree with a lot of his Christian takes, but when he goes too hard or he starts yelling or he gets too disrespectful to people, I have to boot him for the night, right?
Well, yeah, I mean,
and that's how I gatekeep. I want to let everybody who is part of the lore, like King Shenard, right? He doesn't do it like Imperius, but he does a lot of obfuscation and shit talking. So,
sure.
And he got accused of doxing somebody and kind of wasn't given his ability to say his piece. And that was one of the first live streams I did on my channel, was letting him say his piece of his side of the story. And that's
Right.
kind of what I got the idea of letting people who
individually that'll work. When it comes to trying to panel up, some people do not panel well with others.
Yeah. And that's where the gatekeeping becomes hard, and you just have to keep who's better for engagement. That's where you have to pick a side. Sometimes letting them go at it's good for the views, though.
But having a channel yourself allows you to create time for specific people in events and whatnot, and not have to share that time. You know what I'm saying? They get their full say, and then they have to leave because they can't panel well with others.
Well, that is always an option. And if you've noticed, if you've watched when I panel with certain people that have issues with certain people, it's typically I typically ask them, or if it's like Keepers of the Lore, like with OTW specifically, right? We asked him, was he okay with Flo hopping up, right? And he said yeah, and he continued to call him out, and eventually Flo hopped up. And then he acted like he was offended at a joke and then bounced. So that's usually my experience how that works out.
Right. How hard would it be for you to set up a redirect, or can you do that yet?
I don't think I can do that, but I can try. I know you got to do it. I know you got to do it from the.
You go to YouTube Studio to the analytics on the particular video you're streaming. Once that's loaded up, after a few minutes, you go to customize, like you're going to change the title, right? But then scroll down over there, and one of them there should say custom or something like that. I can't remember. It's the second slot, whatever that is.
Yeah, details, customization, analytics.
Right.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have the option.
Okay. You might have to turn it on. I've been able to no, I have not been able to redirect to you, have I? Guess not. Anyway, tell everybody who you is, what you do, and why you do it, and then we'll wrap it up.
I am Orthadox Guy. I am a keeper of the lore. I also like to have chill panels. We also do stuff like personality tests, games. I have a Discord where we organize multiplayer gaming events. We do nerdy stuff like D&D. We do talk politics, and sometimes we do have debates, but I want to have as little as that as possible. If it comes up naturally, that's fine. But I mean, I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. So please come and join us and just join the conversation.
Excellent. We'll be back, folks. Stick around.
I gotta bounce. Thanks a lot for proving just how ugly and immature you are. It's been real.
All right. Everybody over there needs to jump over here because it's all fixing to get weird because the things are happening. Good luck. Hope you make it. I'm evil. All right. Now, from this point forward, we're going to do the things that the things do and do. And Denizen, speak.
Perfect.
Good girl.
That's
Thank
the
you,
3%.
No treat?
Thank you, mistress. May I have another?
Fuck this shit. I'm out.
Oh, wow. I should have tossed him a doggy treat. Yeah, I
I'm
got
going to
something.
find a family that has treats.
There you go. Oh, all right. So that wasn't terrible. We'll get into your soundboard thing later. We'll see which videos you watched and exactly how you ended up going down the rabbit hole there. Because you sound like you're talking from the bottom of a barrel or something. I don't know. It's like your noise gate is talking to Orthadox Guy. His noise gate is working against his soundboard or something.
Is this better?
In a way, yeah. It's
In a way.
clearer and more concise, but it doesn't impart the quality of the microphone. That's what I'm saying. We'll get into the nitty gritty of it tomorrow. The next day. Tonight, however, I'm going to congratulate you on a Sasquatch Shills. I'm proud of you. I think you did well. You didn't spurg out at all, which is amazing. And the fact that you took advice on spurgery in the first place, it makes you 1 in 10,000, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Are you a spurg?
The first time I come across him, bro, he was going really hard in the fucking paint on some shit and trying not to like violate terms of service while going really, really hard in the paint. And it was interesting and funny, and it made me giggle a whole bunch. I think I made him mad. I'm not sure.
I don't think you made me mad. There are certain topics that I'm passionate about, and sometimes arguing and yelling is cathartic.
I love the Republic.
He will pour up a honey potion.
I support democracy.
And you'll wake up singing Republic, Republic, Republic. All right, so if we're gonna go whole hog into this whole Pax Americana bog court concept, that needs layers of layers.
Oh, I'm glad that Bumpkin agreed to go along with that.
All I'm asking you to agree to is to look at it, to take a good, serious, solid look at it, compare it to various other concepts and ideas available in the same spheres, and get back to me, and then we'll see how complicated we can make it.
I mean, it's a good idea. It's a great idea, even.
Yeah, no, Jay was downright pissed at me for not bringing it to him, and I was like, "Well, dude, I mean, you at the time you were doing international politics and didn't have any interest in a blood sport concept." I mean, I did sort of pitch it to him, but it was on a list of a whole bunch of other crap.
I didn't think Jay liked fuckery enough to do something like a blood sports panel.
That's kind of why it just sort of bounced across the surface and didn't go nowhere. What he ended up wanting to look into was like a current events limited format thing. And since I already had the Captain Curmudgeon thing going on, which is exactly that, I invited him in on that, but his schedule got crazy. That wasn't able to continue. Although every episode he showed up for was, in my opinion, better than the ones that he wasn't there for. Right. With the exception of the past like dozen, Cap's really stepped up his game recently, and it's paying off big time. I mean, homie's actually bringing in some new viewers on his channel, and I'm still pulling in the same viewers I always had up for it because it's not mine, you know.
Well, Jay is really good at what he does, and he's really good at doing research. So him and Captain Curmudgeon on there should be a powerhouse.
It should be. And the thing is we've got to get them together and comfortable enough with one another. And there's one more thing. Cap is on West Coast. And so when me and Jay are talking, it's like me and you talking. It's really quick, right? There's a lag between us and Cap. So he's not talking over you. He just didn't know you were talking when he started talking, right?
Yeah, the 3 hour latency.
Exactly. What's up, Auntie Jack? Welcome in, bud. Appreciate you coming through. Distant Lights, welcome in. Yeah, everybody tap the like button, share this motherfucker out to your ex-girlfriend's group chat, you know. Send this stream instead of asking her how she's doing. Because you know what that means. It's bad decisions all around, and we all know it. There's a reason she's your ex. Don't call her. Just send her the stream. The more you dislike her, the more I want you to send it. Let's lean into it, bro. Why not? Oh, I'm being chilled. Actually worked well. So how do you break up the lore? I mean, so much lore happens on each other's channels. Is it Powdered Dusty lore? Is it Flow State lore? That would be a good idea. Flow State's channel is kind of a defunct thing now, and so I doubt there'll be any future lore associated with that specific channel.
We tend to do it by the person, not by the avatar or by the channel name. Is how we do it.
Right.
And so a person on the wiki, because we've developed a wiki page on the wiki, that person has their main up-to-date main avatar, main username, and then they have associated our aliases and channels with links to them.
AKA. Oh, good Lord. That's frightening. Trusting my thunder, my lightning, bro. No.
So
some things should just stay buried, man.
So some of the and the reasons we did it that way is we want the Wikipedia page that we have, or whatever we decide to do it. Right now, I believe it is a unpublished Wikipedia group right now. But we have hyperlinks that you can click to go to their channel, because it's meant to share their stuff as well. It's meant to be a networking thing. This Keepers of the Lore is not meant to attack anybody or antagonize or cause problems. It's meant to network and have something where people can just go in for fun and scroll and read about funny stuff and weird stuff and go see these content creators.
Right. Well, that's not that far off of how all of this got started. Sasquatch Shills basically just began as me and one dude, Untethered Live. We were talking on he got StreamYard, and we were using StreamYard, tinkering around with different sound and stuff, and we went live and we did that. And apparently I was a little bit humorous and all of that, and I mentioned my email, and somebody invited me to another panel. And since my microphone wouldn't let me record because I had a broken mic and I didn't know it, because I've never messed with a mic before, and it would work for some things but not for others, and recording was one of the things it just would not do, but it would work on StreamYard. I joined a panel, and then and that panel I spent probably 2.5 hours grilling one of my favorite YouTubers. They let me do it, like full on let me ask all the questions I wanted to ask. And I had a panel of 10 people who sat there quietly and basically let it happen. Or when he made a mistake, they would correct him or whatever, you know. And it was fucking awesome, dude. I had so much fun.
That sounds like it would be fun as hell.
It was so much fun that the next morning I had like 50 emails inviting me to come to different places to talk to different people. And I sat around thinking about it. I was like, there's got to be a way to capitalize on whatever the hell this is, right? And it occurred to me that I am curious about absolutely everything and everyone. And so it is merely natural for me to ask questions. And so if I put people in a position where it is natural for me to ask questions and for them to answer them, even better. And Sasquatch Says became a thing. And then I interviewed DJ K-Dot, and he told me I had a full-on shill show. And I said, well, I'll change the name to Sasquatch Shills, and we'll just roll with that, bro.
Well, you know, the funny thing is, right, the Keepers of the Lore wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Yeti Life. He is everywhere.
He is.
He literally, he's like you. He's a cryptid. He's everywhere. He's a mystical being. And Yeti Life was like, wow, you four have great chemistry. And I had this idea for the lore stuff floating around in my head. And since we were already talking about CT and Linwood and all them over on CT's channel,
CT would be a good channel to start with because he's connected to virtually everybody in the panelverse, at least tangentially.
and Yeti kind of it's like he's responsible for this madness. Remember, if this goes south, it's Yeti's fault. He gets all the credit, good and bad.
Right, but I get all the money. Talk Squatch at Cash App right here. I forgot the Griff No State. We were supposed to do the Griff No State bit, and I forgot all about it. Damn it!
That's the thing. Sometimes I forget the Griff, so I'll just leave the ticker rolling because like I do it for fun. I don't expect to make any money off anything I do. I do it for the love of the game, G.
because you for these streets.
Yeah, I just like having fun. Honestly, man, I just like having fun and meeting people from various backgrounds and walks of life. That's why, even though I'm from the nationalist scene, I've always hated being called a bigot because people misuse that word. They think it means a racist or somebody who's right wing, and it just means somebody who's not open to new ideas or new experiences.
How well read are you? I've noticed you cotton the things that are from Robespierre, Nietzsche to an extent.
Surprisingly, believe it or not, I'm not very well read because I don't like reading because I always got in trouble for reading when I was done with my work. I'd always get yelled at in school. Yeah. Okay. So I don't actually read. Almost everything I say is my personal feelings on the matter or a little bit of research that I know about people, like the Nietzsche, for instance. I have read a little bit of Nietzsche and a little bit of his philosophy, but when I do read into something, I read it.
I'm almost positive that's Angry Snowman, but I'd like to get flipped off at least a little bit because I want to see his big finger and what it's going to do to me.
What?
Come on. He's not going to do it. What's up, Angry Snowman? That's like it. Thank you.
From our conversations, like speaking, like I genuinely like you and Dusty, right? I genuinely
I can't control what you do when I'm not around.
I genuinely have respect for y'all. And
Jeez,
talking
what's wrong with you, bro?
Well, talking to you, the few conversations we've had in private after stream, like they've had an impact on how I view a lot of things.
Well, I mean, obviously, like I said, a literal conversation with you while you were spurring about the topic, and you didn't respond immediately. It was more like 48 hours later. You came in, you were cool as a fucking cucumber. I was like, wow, that happened. Well,
no, it's I when somebody is respectable and honorable, you can't help but to respect and take what they say with more than a grain of salt. You know, it's like a pound of salt worth of advice, you know? And like that was you and Flo seem like really kind of relatively put together well, stable individuals. And I was like, well, maybe I should listen to those people because they're kind of successful at what they do and they're cool dudes. And like
you're making Flo wet right now in the chat.
I want y'all to know. I don't appreciate the abuse yesterday. I got did it dirty.
Flo just squirted all over his computer.
He did. Yeah, there it is. Just in time too.
The same goes for you as well. Angry Snowman. You've been an influence.
I don't know why. I ain't done nothing.
Angry Snowman did influence me. It was I came across him and he was already angry when I joined the panel. I never said a word while I was on panel, and I ended up having to leave before I got involved. And he was doing a full on rant, and it was great. And I'm trying to learn how to do that. I've been requested to rant more about things that piss me off, and I'm just not an angry person. I mean, there's things that tick me off, but I try not to think about them. You know,
Lauren was in the splash zone for that squirting there. That was funny.
Good girl. You know, no mess, no muss. Wipes up the towel.
I was thinking about doing a video just a personal video talking about my experiences in the panelverse, right? Because I've met a lot of good, decent people that are completely ideologically opposed to me, but I feel like I could have a beer with them and have a conversation.
Yeah,
and that's
Christ, how many times have you and I argued, Ortho?
Oh yeah,
about ideology.
For real, and like that's what I like. That's the type of shit that I've always been in search for. I like because like that's how I am in real life, but you can't really find a lot of conversations out on the street. But I've had conversations in McDonald's, at the public park, at the swimming hole. Like I've met people that are worth talking to, and like that's what I like using the internet for, is meeting new people and having decent conversations. That's why I don't really like debating.
I'm not a big fan of debate either, especially in the panelverse, although I can see the usefulness of the format and how the networking capability in that format is absolutely phenomenal, right? The problem is, and you see this with the Raging Tomato and more so with CT, there is a certain amount of bullshit you have to be willing to tolerate in order to get the viewers that you're after, because more people are interested in seeing someone get dunked on than they are in watching someone succeed.
But Squatch, can you really call what we see happening in the panelverse debate?
No, absolutely not. This is a conversation me and Dusty have had on several occasions about how this is metered argument.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's really kind of mediocre at best.
What you notice too is things go in waves. Like I joke around about being abused on last night's stream, on Dusty's stream, but it happens to everybody. It's cyclical. Sometimes it's just how it works. You shit on the people you like talking to. If you're a dude, you joke around and you mess with them. It's a shit test to see if they can hang.
Absolutely.
It has entirely to do with how you deal with that shit test more than, you know, what is said or what is actually done. It's how you respond to it that is more important. A good crash out's necessary sometime, but you should choose your moments. It's like war. You choose your targets, you choose your moments, and you choose your time, you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, not every crash, not all crash outs are equal either. When somebody has like an emotional breakdown, that shit's weird to me. Like, I don't believe cyberbullying is a thing. Like, you can always just cut the computer off. But when somebody has like a crash out that's based around because they're passionate about something or they're annoyed about something, that's typically funny. And either they win the argument or they look like a complete buffoon. And most people typically bounce back from looking like an idiot because we all have those moments.
Right. Well, I mean, Joe Cool got me the first time I got smoked up real good. It was Joe Cool, and he actually thought he had made me mad. And I can explain why. It was very simple. He was used to big, long panels. The whole trend was doing 5, 6, 7, 8 hour panels back then. And here I come in doing a show that is a show in and of itself, followed by an open panel where people come up and spurg out all they want to and all that cool stuff. And we got to the end of the show, and I was like, I'm going to end the show now. And they didn't hear me because they were yelling at each other. And I said it 3 times and nobody responded. So I just shrugged it and ended it. An hour, like 20 minutes later, Joe realizes we're not live and gets mad about it or something. I don't know. He thought he had pissed me off. And so he didn't talk to me for the longest time till I come across him, I think, on Flow State's panel. And he was like, "No, you mad at me?" I'm like, "Well, why would I be mad at you? Like, what'd you do? You asked me questions that I had not properly considered an answer to. That's what he did.
So, and that's the thing. When people get to yelling and the panel gets to going, sometimes you just gotta, before you end it, you just gotta let them tucker themselves out like a bunch
Hey,
of.
there's been times though that even myself, I've just ended a stream, dropped everybody, and hit end and bounced. Not even said anything in the back chat. Just like, fuck all you guys, I'm out.
Sure. I'm a father of 3, so like I have things that I sometimes have to do, and like if I've got to do it, I'll end it right now, walk out with no explanation. You know, it's nobody's business. So that's why I like working with other creators, especially on their channels, is because that gives me the ability to show up, help as much as I can while I'm available to help, and leave without there being any expectation of anything else, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. In regards to YouTube, like I think people who are watchers, like people who are voyeurs in the YouTube spaces, I think that they forget that people have lives outside of hosting panels for your entertainment. So I think people tend to,
They don't care.
yeah, I think
They
they
just
tend
do
to
not care, bro.
They just want to consume content. That's all it is.
Yes. And if that content involves you pooping in the woods, then so be it.
You better get your poop on.
Get your poop on. Make sure you mute the mic when it's making thunder before the rain.
That's when you put the mic right up to your butt crack.
I mean, you know, it depends on the on your community, I suppose. But
I'm here to offend.
Well, Sasquatch, I overbooked, so I gotta. I did not remember that there is a conversation that I have to go to in about 20 minutes.
Is it a public conversation or one of those with a lawyer?
Oh no, it's a public conversation.
Ooh, where's it at?
It is on Truism Speaks.
Ooh, previous guest.
Does Truism got another channel?
Yeah, he actually dropped me the link. I'll give y'all the link if y'all want to migrate over there. It's a conversation that I told him that I would do a couple days ago, and I completely forgot because I have been sick as hell this week.
That sounds like
age is a motherfucker, ain't it?
Now there's some shit. How dare you? Okay. Drop.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Drop the link in private chat.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, wrong link. My bad. But no, I just with the lore stuff, like I didn't realize that they told that content creation takes on people and how much work it actually is until I started doing the lore stuff and I started networking. Like I get why Flow State grifts the way he does. I get it. And I don't get why other people are angry about it, because if I put this much work in trying to start a channel, I have to ask, how much work did you, Dusty, or Angry Snowman put into building y'all's channels and y'all's audience? Like, it's a lot of fucking work.
Dude, and I'll be honest with you, that's why I haven't really put that much effort into it after the first of the year, man, because I put in, for me, like I'm on my 3rd channel, you know, and at this point, I'm just kind of like, I'll pop on when I pop on, man. It is what it is. I prefer just to hop on other people's panels now anymore and, you know, give my opinion that way. Most people already know who I am.
All right. I've got you here for a minute. Can I ask you the real question on this one? Because I brought up the point that some people are content and some people make content. And you once made content, but you have gone beyond making content and become content. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, you're not actively editing and doing the things and stuff, right?
Right. You know, I mean, I have ideas and stuff. It's just with the kids and everything, I get so bogged down that I just ain't got the time and effort really to put forward like I used to.
I'm not downing you in any way. I'm just asking, How does it feel coming from making content into largely being content? Is that something that's transitional, or do you see a future in which you're gonna go back to Slaughter and the rest of us again?
Well, I'll probably go back to making content again, but to me, it either way, you're still content. Whether you're making content or you're content on someone else's program, you're still content. So, it's really no different than the other than you don't have the responsibility of being behind the controls no more.
Right. So would you say that you think less creator thoughts now than you used to?
Well, when I'm on a panel, I'm thinking less creator thoughts. I'm just, when I'm on someone else's panel, I'm just up there to have fun.
Right.
Or to spurg out, or go on a rant. Just
a good rant is worth it, bro. A good one.
And every now and again, I do have a good rant in me here and there.
I wish I could remember the one that I first saw you on, because when I realized who you were, because I'd come across you under a couple of AKAs and didn't realize y'all were all the same person. And
oh yeah, dude, I'm like you. I have multiple sock accounts. I'm a man's troll. I've been trolling since the days of trolling in person.
Right. So here's my plan. Here's what I'm going to do. I've got a redirect set up over to Truism, the Stormcrow's channel. Are you familiar with this cat?
Oh, dude, I've known Truism. He's like one of the first cats that I've known, dude. He's part of the Gulag.
I know. He's Gulag Gang Gang. I got you.
Yeah, I'm Gulag Gang.
And Denizen, would you like to tell anybody anything while you're here? Because it's not for long, apparently.
Yeah, just check out my channel if someone could post my link. I like to have conversations about ideas and not people.
There you go.
I like Dennison. He's a pretty straightforward guy. I've always had good conversations with him.
What's your link, Dennison? Because I didn't even know you had a channel.
It's in my avatar. YouTube.com/ and then my avatar.
Hold on, I'm trying to make it happen, Captain.
Dennison is a real one. I like conversations with Dennison. I'm gonna be real.
I kind of feel like he drops common loot.
That was mean.
I just got membership going on my channel, so check that out too. I'm looking for feedback from longtime subscribers and anybody who wants to be a member. Also, there's Discord access, and on the Discord, we do like movies, live music events, gaming events.
That's funny. Me and Ortho about running at about the same speed over here. All right. I appreciate it, everybody. Who else is going to go through them? Are we going over there and raiding this joint? I'm going to fuck it up. That's my plan.
You might as well. Fuck it.
I do appreciate the Sasquatch Shills, and I'm sorry I had to cut it short. I appreciate it.
Actually, this part, usually I'd let you leave and go do your thing and just continue running my panel, but I'm going to go fuck with Truism because I like it.
That sounds like a win for everybody because Truism does good content.
Yeah, and Truism likes a good troll.
That's true.
He respects the fuck out of a good troll. I'll give you that. I'll give him that.
Yeah. He especially likes to be caught slipping when it's properly done.
Yes. See, that's the one thing about all of us guys from the Gulag, man, is we all respect that a good get back if it's done right.
If it's done right. That's,
you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's the whole thing that steel sharpens steel. A man should like to be challenged when it's somebody that's their equal or it's somebody that improves their outcome, you know?
All right, I'm going to do this thing and then we're going to leave.
3, 2, 1.
And here we go.
On my own, here we go.
If you're looking for the guilty, you need only look into a mirror.
The communists declared that the real differences among our people constituted the weakest and most vulnerable point in our social fabric.
It's MAGA country.
This is no hoax, ladies and gentlemen.
I urge you to run for your lives while you can. We're not making this up just so we can take over the world.
The old dinosaur media isn't dying, it's dead. We are the new media.
This is our world now. Lay down and die!
Peace was never an option. So if we don't step up and win this culture war, then who the fuck will?
Let's wake the fuck up!
We're gonna get naked.
No.
I'm locked in here with you.
You're locked in here with me.
It's what you've been waiting for. Be the one we need.
Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Global industrial complex.
Yep.
Uniparty.
Do I really look like a guy with a plan?
The point is to destroy Western civilization from within using Maoist technique. So therefore you have to vote for me.
I don't know. This is probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Woke is Marxism, evolved to attack the West.
Stop giving up.
It's only just begun! Now!
Do it! Yes, you can!
I'm gonna do what's called a pro gamer move.
Just do it!
Are people bitching about that?
Some people.
Of course they are. Oh, fucking A. All right, got it. Yeah, too fucking bad.
All right.
Yeah.
Any far left conspiracies, to be honest with you.
Ain't no single entity going to swoop in and save the day. You are going to be continuously let down if you place all of your hope into one individual. Instead, look inside and look around. We're doing this together.
We all are fighting for the same